Hello everybody, my name's Casey, and unfortunately, this is a video I didn't really want to have to make, but I'm gonna have to make it. This will likely be the very final Simpsons Tapped Up video ever that I make. I thought, well, let's turn on some nostalgia. Let us. Let's turn on the music. I don't know if I can do that or not. We're gonna see. So a lot of people have been wondering what my town looked like over the years. I've kind of held off doing that though, for one reason. It's always been pretty messy. I never ever was able to really put it all together, and the big reason was that I hit the item cap, so I couldn't do anything. And then they finally, eventually over the last couple months, they rose it really high. But by then I had so much to do, I just didn't know what to do. So I'm going to show you my entire town. You can laugh all you want, but let's get started. So, most of this you've all seen already. This is all the strip here in the very beginning. Homie, Marge, Lisa, all them, this is where they started. Right there. It's always kind of interesting how you were never able to hoard the Simpsons house. That was really strange. Very, very strange how they never did that. Also, we've got the 10-year anniversary donut as well, which is really awesome. Absolutely love how they did that, but you know, this is my Squidport. Doesn't look great. But this is way back when I just didn't have a lot of money and stuff. So I worked with what I had. This is all the ocean area. Look at all the whales, you know. As we go over to the other area, same thing. There's this is my money pile with Mr. Burns. I actually really liked this a lot. I think this is one where you had to build up to it, and it got bigger and bigger. I think. It's been so long I don't remember. Well, yeah, this is all the rest of my water area. And then a whole lot of nothing, and then this prison's just by itself, you know. And this boat's by itself for whatever reason. So as I go all the way back. God, you're breathtaking. You know that? You're breathtaking. As I go back over here. Yeah, this is all stuff you've seen before in the past. This is my park here. Oh, that's so loud. Of course, this is Springfield Town Hall with... I don't know why I put all the movementarian stuff here, but I did. It's stuck there. And a lot of this other stuff was just stuff that just kind of crammed everywhere. This area right here, there's a reason why I always had this area here. The main reason was that it was in the middle of the town, but also it was the area that looked kind of nice. So I didn't want to have it in a messy area all the time. Yeah, that's my church. That was my airport. There's Mr. Burns' area. This is always one of my favorite areas that I ever actually created by myself. I was always really proud of this area. And then, of course, just was so much Professor Frink stuff, it just kind of, you know, got a little bit overrun. There we go. This is my sports area. At least it used to be until we ended up getting so much sports stuff I didn't know what to do with it all. That's what it used to be. You know, I've got my Duff Brewery, Itchy and Scratchy, so all the Itchy and Scratchy stuff. Somewhat anyway, excluding the Itchy and Scratchy Land stuff. Basically, all the stuff was having to do with the Itchy and Scratchy writing, like the show itself. And then we got my golden area, which I never really finished either. That was all the gold stuff I had, other than the Mr. Burns stuff. This is all my chalk land stuff. So everything that was chalk related, I just kind of put it here. you'll notice a theme. Everything was always together, but it wasn't always exactly the best looking. You know? This is all the toy stuff that I had, all the toy stores and everything. I put it all together as well. Once again, just all together. Did the best I could with it. That's the time, by the way. A couple hours before midnight, and then the game will be gone forever. Grocery store, mattress stuff. These are both the fireworks areas, the buildings. And then here, this was all my space stuff. Remember the big space update that we had? Well, that combined with a few other things, this was everything that I had ever gotten. So I kind of, again, just kind of grouped it all together. This is my forest area, including the Camp Krusty. This is my Japanese stuff here. Some of it anyway. No, sorry, this is Chinese. Sorry, my bad. This is my Brazilian area. Rio de Janeiro stuff. Oops. This was my Italian area. You know, I always had it all here ready to go, but just never knew what to do with it. This was my England stuff. All this England stuff here. Then we actually had a lot of Japanese stuff as well, see? This was all the Japanese stuff we ever had in the game. I just put it all together. You know? All the stuff here. As I move more into the middle, this was my heaven area. It's all the heaven buildings and stuff. All together. You know, we had the Eden place. Garden of Eden. We had Praise Land as well. So anything that was heaven related. I threw it all together. That was my fire department area. Up here, this was my stonecutter stuff. I had it good at one point, and then I kind of just disabled it all. Never knew what to do with it. These are all my prisons. All the prisons we've ever gotten in the game outside of one that's in the water that you saw earlier. But I think these were all the prisons that we'd ever gotten. This is a bunch of IRS stuff. I feel like this is the Ziff Corp stuff, so RD Ziff stuff. This is Marineland, Marine World. Over here, there's a bunch of fast food stuff. It wasn't all of it, but I couldn't fit it in the other area, so I just put it here at the time. This is all of my children's buildings and just like schools and stuff in general. So yeah, these are all schools and stuff that we had. Once again, pretty much put it all together. This stuff was all the rehab places that I had put together. Ah, yes, I remember all this stuff. This is my Wild West area that I had at the time. I remember trying to do it like in the movies and stuff where you just had like one long strip and then that's all they ever showed. But it was always bigger than that. But every time you see the Wild West, it was just one long strip of buildings on each side, and then it would have like a Western showdown, you know what I mean? So that's what I tried to do by having one long strip. And then, of course, this was my farm area, which I've always really been proud of. I've always really liked this area that I did. Let us shimmy shammy down way over here, though, because this is my Outland area. So I tried to group all this up together as best as I could. Anything that was really dilapidated and run down, I tried to stick it here. Pretty much. There's a few exceptions like the box factory that you saw earlier. If you might have seen it, I probably could have put this here. That's pretty run down, so I stuck it there as well. What else do I have? Ah, this is my secret agent area. But this area in specific is the Cypress Creek area. Remember Cypress Creek? Hammock District. Put your butt here. I'll put your butt there, sorry. Got the schools and the house and everything. And then this was the secret agent area. Hank Scorpier stuff as well. All this was the secret agent stuff, as you can see. Everything was all ready to go. Ah, this takes me back, you know. When I first started the game, I really needed money. So what did I do? I put down a lot of blue houses, and it actually helped a lot. A lot. As time went on. As we keep going, this was all of my Lord Lad stuff that I kind of put all together, as you can see there. As we keep going over here, this was my golfing area. I'm actually proud of this one. This is one I actually put some work into and some thought. I really tried, I really did. And it still looks awful. But I tried. This was a big medieval castle. I remember on the final day, I had to buy all of the walls. Because I'm like, if I don't get them, I won't have any walls. So I did that, but I never did anything with it. Pretty big pattern, right? Everything just kind of stood there. I don't know what this stuff is. Looks like some 1700 century stuff or something. A couple of mountains there. This is my geriatric park area. These walls, I remember building these walls all the way around, and I thought to myself, okay, I've got everything all ready to go. I just have to just jam it full of stuff and make it look great. It doesn't look very great. It really doesn't. There's a bunch of Halloween stuff there as well. This was for the Isle of Dr. Hibbert area that I was going to build. Unfortunately, I was going to put it in the water, but I totally forgot about it because we had the island of Dr. Hibbert as well, the actual island. Over here, this is my prehistoric stuff. So some of the dinosaur stuff that we had gotten in the update, or in an update. This is my zoo area. Don't you love my zoo area? This is fantastic. Over here, whole bunch of my Valentine's Day stuff. Moving on to Christmas. We got a lot of Christmas stuff in this game. A lot of Christmas stuff. Look at all this stuff. You know? So much stuff. Big snowman and everything, huh? So much stuff. It's just wild how much Christmas stuff we had in the game. This was another zoo area. Correction. This is a zoo area. The other area was just a safari area. So this was a zoo area here. What in the fresh hell is this thing? Wild stuff, you know? All my zoo stuff. Moving on to Halloween. We had a lot of Halloween stuff as well. A ton of Halloween stuff. Here's some of it here. A bunch of alien stuff here that I crammed together. You'll recognize a lot of the stuff, if not all of it. So much Halloween stuff, you know. This was, I believe, pretty much every castle with the exception of the one that you saw earlier, where it said that, oh yeah, I bought the walls at the last second, and then, yeah, I was going to put it over here, but I just never had any space for it. But this is basically every castle we had in the game. I put it all together, as you can see. This is my Dracula area, I suppose, or medieval area, as you can see. Is that... Oh no, that's not a prison, is it? No, it's Dr. Lane's lab, but it looks like a prison. Over here, same thing, kind of follows the same old school, ancient area. This was my Krusty Land stuff that I moved over, but that was at a time when we just had nowhere near enough space, so I only put down a part or a fraction of the stuff, and I just kind of... I left it there, unfortunately. Bunch of airport stuff. I have an airport area down below, but I never had any space for it there. So I never knew what to do with this area. I was going to move that stuff in the bottom over here. Just never panned out, you know. This is a bunch of car lot stuff. So a lot of the different car things I put together here. And then back to this area as well. So I think that's pretty much it for this area. But it's over here as well. This was one of the last updates we ever got in the game. This was like the desert area. This area, as well as the golf area, I feel like I did an okay job, kind of. But I tried to actually work with what I had. It ain't great. My donut vein! I have one left, I forgot. Remember this video that I did? Where I tapped 100 donut veins? I think I ended up getting 2 jackpots in that, so 200 donuts altogether. I think I'm going to keep that donut there forever. This is my circus area. So I put all the circus area stuff together here. This was like the, what do you call it? The Connie Buffalo area stuff. That was every buffalo that was in this game. I jammed it all together. For what reason? I don't know. I guess I have a thing for just grouping things together, I guess. This was the rich area. Most of it anyway. But this area here was to do with like ice and snow in like Canada. Because if you go down here, a lot of this was my ice stuff and log cabins. I was going to say logins. Log cabins and stuff, as you can see. Yeah, it's a CFL team as well. Oh, there's a Lard Lad thing here. I should have stuck it over in the other area. Remember I showed all the Lard Lad stuff? Forgot to put that there. So there's a few things I forgot to do over time, but I tried my best to at least group it together. You know, this is all the rich stuff. You know, Stacy Malibu stuff. Springfield Heights stuff, as you can see. All the really expensive buildings and things of that nature. That's pretty much it, everybody. So I know everybody's probably really disappointed, because a lot of people have been wanting to see this for such a long time. And that's the reason why I didn't want to do it. Because it was so bad, and I felt so bad in general, because I knew I would probably disappoint a lot of people. I get overwhelmed with so much stuff, and I just don't know what to do with it. Some people love that sort of stuff. They love being able to put everything together and take their time to do that stuff. But for me, when there's too much stuff, I just don't know what to do, and I get flustered. But that was my town. Awful. Absolutely awful, you know what I mean? It wasn't great, but at the end of the day, that's not what really mattered to me. What I loved was I loved just being able to always have content, because I loved the game so much. Way back when I first started, I did do a little bit of streaming and a little bit of playing other games, but I soon realized that this was the game I loved the most, and this was the game that people really wanted to see. So I just started doing it. And then what ended up happening was my computer was so poor that I just couldn't really do a lot very quickly as time went on. So I just stuck with this game. I enjoyed it. Everybody enjoyed it. It was always so exciting every Wednesday and stuff to see what would pop up and everything. And then, of course, over time, I ended up getting information from EA. And that was always really exciting, because I know there were a handful of other people that did get stuff as well. But I got something. And that made me feel real good, because it made it seem like, hey, they watched my stuff. They knew who I am, and they trusted me enough to keep my mouth shut, you know? So it was always really fun, because I'd always see people trying to guess what would happen and what would it be. This is way back when it was a lot more popular, right? And I would just be sitting there like, I know all and I can't say squat about it. Oh man, so many memories. So many memories in this game. It's going to suck when it's over. You knew this day was eventually going to come, but I just hated the fact that it was so abrupt. I thought when it was going to shut down, it would be under their terms, not because EA didn't want to renew the license. If it were up to me, they would have been able to go with a bang, and it would have been really fun, but unfortunately, that's just not the way it ended up going. And the other thing as well is, I always was kind of secretly hoping in the back of my mind that I was hoping maybe I'd be put in the game, or they would say something at the end of this final update, because I was the only person anywhere that did every single update except for one for 12 years straight. Every single content update I did. And I guess I just felt like it would have been kind of nice to maybe be acknowledged for it, but you know, I wasn't mad or anything. I just thought it would have been kind of a cool touch, you know, but hey, you know what? That's okay. The important thing is, like I said before, if I didn't, it's the memories. It's all of you. It was always reading the wonderful comments and the excitement after every update, and eventually some of the content was bad and people were like, it's awful. And I would read comments, well, this game needs to shut down. It's not good anymore, and things of the nature. I didn't care. I was always just as excited day one to the very final update just to get content, because I loved it. I loved to see what was going to be put in the game. Unfortunately, there was so much stuff they didn't add, and they could have kept going for a lot longer, but EA decided, you know what, that's enough. Let's just not renew it. Whoever picks it up, though, I hope they start making more Simpsons games. I really hope so. 2000, Hit and Run. 2007, The Simpsons game. 2012, The Simpsons tapped out. In 25 years, we have 3 games, and one of them was a phone game. That's unacceptable. If you go back into the 90s, they drilled The Simpsons into our tiny little brains. It's seemingly year in and year out. There were so many games, and then they stopped doing it. I hope whoever picks it up just goes full throttle, because it will sell. It definitely will sell. I'm going to miss this game a lot. I really, really am. And I'm going to miss all of you. I know it sounds dramatic, and I'm not going anywhere, but, you know, my audience was this game. This was it. This was me. But I don't want to talk about that stuff. I just wanted to acknowledge that, yeah, it is true. Pretty much all my audience was for this game. And I guess when you do the same thing for 12 years in a row, you're going to get people who just want to come here for the game. Maybe for me, hopefully. I don't know how long I've been rambling, by the way. I've been kind of just talking, chilling with all of you. Also, the music ended after like a minute. I just realized that. What a ride. What an absolute incredible ride. What an absolutely incredible game. It's been a blast. Start to finish, I never was bored. I always had fun. I gave it my all. I always tried my best to record every single thing that I could because I love the game that much. Every small thing I would try to do. I poured my heart into this, and I hope all of you saw that. And I know you probably saw that, and I know you probably really, really appreciate it as well. Thank you everybody so much for watching. The Simpsons tapped out. Over a decade, 12 years, a baker's dozen. Thank you everybody so much from the bottom of my heart. I love you all. Bye-bye everybody.